you want to be one of the people in the privileged class, you got to have more privileges. Well, how do you get more privileges? Well, you get more privileges with the legal system. You set things up in your business and your own personal life so that you have the privileges. You got to set things up so that you know what your rights are under the law in case things go awry. So the legal system looks at the relationships between people that are involved in relationships. Often these relationships have to do with contracts, and also the legal system looks at how the individual or business is in a relationship with society. So society only allows certain things. You can only have a business that operates in certain ways. You got to know what the rules are. You got to know what the enforceable rules are. You got to know how the court is going to decide certain things. You don't have to go to court. Hopefully you don't ever have to go to court. But you got to know what would happen if you did go to court. You got to know how the court would make its decisions. You got to know how the elite think. You got to know how these savvy judges think. There's a whole body of written law, of codified law, of case law, of different kinds of statutes and ordinances and regulations that have to be obeyed. Well, there are thousands and millions of them. In America, there's like, I heard 3.5 million laws or more. But to have your own business, you only need to obey a certain handful of them. You know, maybe you'll have a dozen or two dozen laws that are really important to your business. You got to isolate those laws and be able to follow them. Know what they are. Make sure that you follow them, because you're going to have different agencies and businesses and tax, IRS and local tax companies checking up on you. And if you don't have your ducks in a row, if you're not following the rules, then they're going to hassle you. And if you don't follow the rules, then you're going to have your clients hassling you. You got to be able to know how to deal with the people. You know, the people are sometimes hard to deal with, but you got to figure out the best way to deal with them so that your customers are people that you can trust, and you know how to answer these questions. Well, if you know what the rules are, and you know what will happen if you get in an argument, so that the court has to decide things instead of you and the people you're dealing with, then you're a whole lot better off. So you want the rules to be stable, and so in America we've got the rules so that they're mostly stable, and we know what society allows and doesn't allow, and so for the most part things are worked out pretty well here in America. In other countries, not so much, but not to say that there aren't a lot of like European countries that have legal systems that are even better than ours in certain ways, but the point is you got to know what the laws are, and so that you can predict the law and follow the law. If you follow the law, then society can't bother you.